shadows whisper when the lights go dim. Cold breath crawling on my skin. Voices echo from the other side. Is it real or just my mind? Things paranormal talks in the dark. Secrets buried leave a burning mark. We interview the dead, we debate the unknown. Chasing shadows where the seeds are sown. Fingers tapping on a Ouija board. Broken silence like a shattered chord. Eerie hums in the dead of night. Is it truth or just a trick of sight?
That went perfectly. Finally. Yes. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to a new Things Paranormal Talks. Tonight we have a very special one. Mr. Jeff Konkel from Ghost Adventures. He is the inventor and the tech specialist, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
I was waiting for that answer.
No, I'm not.
Shit. How you been?
Wrong person. I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Oh my god. Jeff, no!
Oh,
All right. As always, I will ask the question. Could you introduce yourself and what do you do? Where do we know you from?
well, I think I'm from Ghost Adventures.
No.
No, really? No. Adventures. They're tech. I build their equipment too, and for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons so far, I've been on. So they're slowly putting me on there. Been having a great time with them. A lot of scary spots, but yeah, having a great time.
My internet went away.
I know it did.
Yeah, I was
Well,
like stuck
it
again.
got quiet.
No, it was all over because my internet died as well while sharing. So
Oh,
But
I
do I
don't
gotta?
know if it's in every group, but
we'll
I'm
see.
putting it out and done. So, Jeff, what
Yes.
what got you in the paranormal?
Very young. Most of us, in the paranormal community, something's happened to them when they were young, and very bad thing happened to me, and it just kind of followed me. Not that one certain thing, but after I saw things when I was about 12 years old, after that, I just, you know, every time I'd be someplace else or something, people would tell me about, and it just all of a sudden just, by the time I was 15, 16 years old, I was looking for answers. So, and the story behind the whole thing is a very long one and a very one that I don't really like to bring up a lot. But I lived in a very haunted house in Springfield, Illinois, and it was one of those ones that kind of lingered with you like forever. Still does. I have nightmares when I talk about it. So, it, very bad situations and affected everybody in the house. So parents didn't believe until the end. So
Okay, I
and
Yeah,
it,
that's a
can
hard one.
relate. Yeah.
very bad situation, you know.
Yeah, that's a hard one. And you continued on into the paranormal because you wanted answers, of course.
Yeah. Yes.
But usually, well, normal people, I'm doing it like this because we aren't normal in that way. Um, would say, "Oh hell no, I ain't looking for this. Goodbye." And yet you still went
I
for it.
Yeah. It was a lot of therapy when I was young, and finally, it just kept getting pushed into my face. Stayed night over a buddy's house, play music all night, and then things would happen in his house, and he said, "Oh, it's okay. It's just my house is haunted," and I'd be like, "Really, really? Why am I even here?" You know what I mean? And this was like
Yeah.
when I was 16 or 17 years old. It just got rushed back into my life. And so I just kept looking. I'm still looking, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does it still frighten you the way it did back then?
No. Well, the thing that frightened me way back then was, it picked on everybody in the family, and it was not a good thing. And I have yet to see something like that again. But I guarantee I won't go into a building, or if Zach tells me that, don't, there's been, you know, people saying that they've seen something with orange or reddish glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Won't go in. I won't go into that because the thing that happened to me when I was young had that exact same feature, and I won't go anywhere near it. So I don't care how long I've been doing what I've been doing. That's just one thing I don't want back in my life. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable. I wouldn't do that myself either.
No, you're not looking for stuff like that.
No.
Not even for the science.
we work with a lot of dark things, and nothing like compared to what I had when I was young. And it scares the shit out of you. Don't. It's not something to take like, oh, this is fun and game. It's not. It's not. There's a lot of places I've been with these guys that will make you definitely, if you're not into the paranormal, will definitely make you rethink your situation. You know,
Yeah.
on what
Uh,
you. So
yeah. And you came across the paranormal throughout your whole life. Um, when, at what age did you decide to jump into it, to investigate what it was?
right before I graduated high school, and I was about 17, 18 years old. So I've been doing it ever since. On and off. It wasn't a constant thing. It was when if somebody would tell me something, it's like, okay, let's go check it out. I want to see. You know, get your little tape cassette recorder, stuff like that. So no, it's something I've always been interested in, always wanting to know who they are, so and why
Yeah.
they're here. And there's a lot of questions that need to be answered out there, and I'm still looking for them. So
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's still a good thing that we keep looking, because you never know, you might get answers in the end.
sooner or later, somebody's going to pop out with something that's going to totally blow everybody's mind. You know,
Definitely.
that's why I'm constantly. I see a lot of people do the audio aspect of you know, trying to communicate. Mine is more of the video. I want to be able to see what I'm communicating with. So, I will do audio. I will build things like that, but most of my stuff is all video. I look for, I want to be able to see it. If I can see it, then I can prove it more. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about that, you did make a lot of inventions for yourself and GA team. Could you tell us a bit about that? What kind of things did you make?
well,
How did it start?
I built the XLS. There's a lot of people out there that work with, that type of the Microsoft camera and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the vest wise and making it portable, that was me. And there's a lot of people out there that are trying to sell the product, and they can sell it, they can build it, they can do whatever they want. More power to you. You want to build it, go out there and look for it. It doesn't bother me one bit. But the XLS name, it's mine. I said that from day one. That's my name. And
Yeah.
built that. I built the Shadow Cam, which
Yeah.
works with EMF. Creates it actually will show a mass, and trying to get that to work a little bit better. It's got some glitches, so that one's still on the table. Started making dead bells. Those are fairly simple to make, so started making those, and now I'm in the process of going to start creating the vests and selling them. A lot of I've been working a lot of in video stuff and camera systems and things like that. So
Yeah. Um, People who watch Ghost Adventures and see the XLS, um, what about false positives? Do you have them sometimes, or do you all invented them out?
yeah, it's very hard to get a false positive reading on that. It's tuned in to the body. So I mean, like the SLS when it first came out, yes, it was there was nothing but false positives. But the XLS is a little bit more defined and works with a more wide range of lidar, and it's very hard to get a false positive on that. So I'm not saying it does happen, but it hasn't so far.
That's
Cool.
cool. That's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those black anomalies. Um, is that some kind of energy?
You know what? I did not expect the camera to pick up what we had caught on film. Which if you've ever watched Ghost Adventures, the things that we've caught that camera system is totally unbelievable. Like the anomalies that protrude out of the wall and then the black mass that shoots beyond you. You're actually tracking something manifesting out of a wall or up a wall and coming out. That was it just blew my mind when things like that happen because
Yeah,
it impresses me every time something like that does happen.
yeah,
So
yeah. I was surprised as well because you before it's mentioned, you see those black anomalies, and it's much harder to debunk. You had those light anomalies, and people said, "Oh, it's bugs, it's dust, it's moist," and he keeps on mentioning it. But those black anomalies, I have no clue what it is.
well, you can when you look real close on the footage, you can see it actually coming out of the wall.
Yeah,
It molds with the wall at first because you can see the texture overlay on the camera system, and then you can see it physically pop out and come across, and then it's black. So yeah, that totally blows our minds every time that happens. Or like when we're looking into a mirror, and like one episode, we were we had it was Billy was had the camera on, and he was pointing at a big huge mirror, and you could see a chair there in front of the mirror.
yeah,
And when the anomaly we picked up, the stick figure, it was actually in the mirror, not in the chair on this side of us. And then it came through the mirror and ended up in the chair. That is something that totally, totally freaked us out. To this day, it still freaks us out.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, understandably. I for the people who didn't watch those episodes, do you know which episode it is?
no.
No, I was afraid of that because I saw video clips, and so it was a question for myself as well. I saw the clips, and I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
that really impresses me." That was like, this is so hard to debunk, which is not going to happen because what Mary said. Normally, you have bugs or it maps things. This was something I never saw before, so I was like, "What the
Wait, no.
hell? That's cool."
If anything, you're going to pick up the figure, not inside the mirror, but, on our side of reality. You would pick up that figure, but you're actually looking through a mirror and seeing this figure form in the mirror and come
Yeah,
out of it. And we're
Yeah,
like, oh, okay. Something completely going on there.
yeah, which is actually also proof of a mirror being a portal.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, cool.
yeah. And if it was a false positive, you would have stick figures in both chairs.
that, and you wouldn't see it climbing through the mirror.
No. And a second stick figure came after it and went to the mirror as well. And I was completely flabbergasted. I went back in, I played it back 3-4
Yeah,
times. Yeah.
that's something right there that yeah, that's was a very interesting, and Zach to this day still talks about it. So
Yeah, I
it's
can understand why.
Absolutely.
and it was just like my facial recognition camera. You know that when we caught that child's face on that
Yeah.
camera system, and it smiled, which was crazy about the whole thing is my facial recognition camera. You know, in the settings, when I go to the settings, it has the ability, to make the eyebrows more pronounced and things like that, and to make it, when they communicate, because they can't. The AI on my software wasn't working. This was like a beta test at the time. I didn't. You can see everything on the side of it for the settings, and I didn't connect any of those to make that figure do anything but look and talk. I didn't even have smile checkmarked on it. And when that thing came up and that child, or that whatever that was, smiled, it blew our fucking minds.
Mhm.
It wasn't in the settings to pick up that type of algorithm on the face. So it happened. It just happened. And I was like, oh,
That's
okay.
that's mind blowing.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
my god.
That's top notch technology.
Yeah.
Stuff like that will make you go, wow. you know a lot of people out there, there's a lot of people that try to, you can debunk things all you want, but that's what the guys have been doing for a lot of years, is debunking things at the same time they're investigating.
Yeah.
you know it's just like, I don't know, a while back I heard somebody comment on spirit box sessions and how people were, there was somebody on a comment who put out there that, oh well, you guys can, communicate through the spirit box to make it say that. No, you can't. No, you can't. It's just a radio that goes very quick through the stations. There's no way you're going to be able to get a voice in there. No way. No way. And it's just things like that. You're going to get the people out there that like to debunk things like that, and it's okay. It's in everybody's nature to try to make something, false or positive. But I know what I saw and what I've been communicate and what I've communicated with, and I'm sorry, to this day I still can't debunk any of it.
No, not only that, there's something I think about the debunking part. Um, if you're not there and you think you can debunk something another team is doing, you can ask. You can ask the question, look, I saw this. Do you really think it was that, or did you try to debunk it? But you can never say, I debunked your evidence
Yeah,
because you wasn't there.
I wasn't there. It was like the episode when we were at LA, that hospital, that abandoned hospital in LA. And me and Jay were setting up on the first floor to do that experiment. And I had those cameras in my hand. When I walked by that door on the left and it slammed shut, that I have never been so scared, because it was just that quick. And usually I'm saying fuck, shit, damn, things like that, trying to get it. I didn't even have time to say that. It was all no, 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 as I was U-turn going back around, because when this door slammed, it basically shot shit across the floor. That's how, there was stuff in front of that door, because the door was open about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches, and that thing just slammed shut that quick. It was, and when we went into that room, there was no way out of that room. There was only one way in, and to have that happen, there was no windows in there. There was no nothing to cause that freeze. It was crazy. I've never. That's the first time I've ever been like scared shitless to the point I didn't know what to do because it happened so fast that when you're doing investigating like and things like that happen to you, oh, you're gonna get fucking scared. You are, and but you got to go back in there. You got to see what's going on, but you got to basically calm yourself before it happens. Which the no's coming out of my mouth was no sign I was scared shitless. So
Yeah. And still you have people who claim you're great actors and nothing happened and it's all staged. But I'm so glad you're telling you were really, really scared and it really
hey,
happened.
and they're back with this camera going, "What happened? What was that? What happened, Jeff?" And I was like, "Dude, you didn't see that door close? No, no, no." So he was trying to get to the room and he didn't see it, but it was on camera. We caught it, and those are the things that you look for. Those are the things you catch. You
Yeah.
know.
Hi, Tracy. And Annette. Um. Oh man, I hate it when my ADHD kicks in.
You're all over the place.
I'm not. I don't have ADHD, but my brain has it. Trust me. I I was having questions and now I forgot them again. I was
Oh,
listening to the story. Now I forgot my question. I'll find it again.
yeah.
Mary, you could go ask your questions.
um, about the episodes you can talk about, what was the most amazing evidence besides the child face?
Oh, I think the first time that I met them and started working with them, the most amazing evidence that was caught was that gold field. It wasn't the fact that they had caught really anything on camera. It was the fact that the way they were communicating this with the entities that were in this place and how they were telling Zach his birth date and it was just amazing. And the expression on Billy's face when he said, "How much more do we need? How much more, Zach?" It was to the point is like, how many more times can you investigate this place before it takes you over?
Yeah,
It it was that was it. That was the last time. And I got the rare opportunity to be with them on their last investigation on that one. And that was an amazing one, you know.
yeah,
That
I
is
mean,
very cool.
scary spots and scary things really happened to me but the most amazing one was Goldfield.
Yeah, but it's an amazing place.
It's a very dark place. Very
True.
dark.
That too. Definitely. But they have a very big history there.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm, did your mind made up what question you
Yeah,
ah
I got my question again.
Go
What
ahead.
what made you start with Ghost Adventures? How did you get there? I mean, it's not like, "Hi, I'm Jeff. Hello."
Well, in 2017, I had built the XLS, but it was a little handheld job, handheld. And I just built it for myself, but I was having power issues with it. And then one of my friends, Christopher Maggard, um, said, "Hey, there's a guy that lives kind of close to you that maybe you ought to hook up with. He's in the paranormal too." And I said, "Well, what's his name?" And he goes, "Scott." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Scott Grunwald." And I said, "Okay." So I hit him up on Facebook, and he didn't answer back right away. So I was like, "It's okay, no worries," And then he hit me up and found out he lived right around the corner from me. So he invited me over one day, and we started talking, and we were inseparable ever since. We were like brothers. I built everything. He was, you know, the guy who cleared it all and made sure everything worked correctly. And so I brought the XLS over one day, and he goes, "No way." He goes, "You built something?" He goes, "You built this?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well," I go, "Well, I'm having power issues." So we discussed it, and we were throwing things back and forth. We finally got it working correctly. And I didn't know that he knew Zach at all, and then until, he starts, talking to somebody he calls doctor. And I go, "Who are you talking to?" And he goes, "Zach." And I go, "Zach who?" And he goes, "Zach Bagans." And I go, "Oh, cool. He's a friend, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah, me and him, known each other for years." And all he could talk about is how Zach shot him in the nuts with a paintball gun.
Yep.
And that's all on film, by the way. So, um, but anyway, we start talking, and then years went by, a couple years went by, and about 18 the end of 2018, um, Zach called me on the phone. I guess Scott gave him my number. I didn't know that, Zach had it. And Zach goes, "Hey, I'm looking," because Scott told Zach that I had equipment. And he calls me up and he goes, "Hey, you want to come down to an investigation and show off some of your stuff?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." And Zach, and Scott's all, "Okay, we'll be there." So we went there, and he fell in love with my gear and the XLS. And then after that investigation, we did. He invited me to one more, which was the Joshua Tree Inn, and after that, it was just all simple. Everything was good. We were back to our normal everyday lives. And then he calls me up and goes, "Hey, this is Zach." And I go, "Okay." I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "Do you want a job?" And I go, "Whoa." I said, "What kind of job you talking, buddy?" And he goes, "Well, I need a new gear tech and somebody that can build for me and to take care of our gear." And I says, "How much to pay?" Because I'm doing electrical work. So, you know, and he goes, "We'll take care of you." And I said, "Okay, hired." So that's how it happened. Scott basically told him who I was. And then me and Zach became very good friends. It took him a while, we had to, learn about everybody. And, but after these guys, because I've been with them for over 5 years, they are the best friends I could ever have. They're really good friends. We communicate a lot. They're, they're always there for you. And a bunch of good guys.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. It shows. It shows.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Now I'm curious. Are you all that big?
What do you mean?
You look huge. Every single one of you.
I'm 6'4". So
Okay.
yeah, I'm a big guy, and all the other guys, I'm a little bit taller than them, but they're up there too. So
They're huge.
yeah,
Mary fans everybody huge because Mary's not that big.
No. I'm I'm
yeah.
5'2".
Get scared, I'll run just as fast.
Okay. I keep telling her because I'm a big guy too. I'm 5'8", so I'm pretty big. But if I'm scared, I'm running. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
will not stand still.
I got a shirt says, "If you see me running your way, you better go my way too, because there's something coming."
I got one that says, "If you see me running, run faster."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love those shirts. I really
Hmm.
do.
I mean it, because I'm fast.
That's on the back of your shirt. I mean it.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. Now
I
you
know,
brought me
right?
up an idea.
Yeah.
Credited by Jeff Konkel.
Hey, wait. That patent pending.
If we make money out of it, we have to send over a
Is
portion because he
Yep,
he thought of it.
yep.
yeah, it's on live
We have
feed.
proof.
Yeah.
It's on feed.
Uh,
It's got to be all over platforms, so we're not gonna get. No,
No.
we have to pay up. Shit.
Uh,
it's not on the platforms yet, only now on the lives.
Yeah, but I'm
So,
not gonna delete it. It's too much work.
okay. Okay. Cool. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful. What was the most beautiful and surprising location you went to?
no, it was up in Oregon. It was oh, what was it called? God, I can't remember it. All I know is, the places that I've been. It's just so hard to keep track of everything place that I've been. It's a tremendous opportunity, and I love it because I get the chance to go places that you can only dream about going, and it's basically everywhere I go. There's been some very bad ones, you know, but that's part of what you do.
Yeah.
Um, but let's see, there's Pendleton, Oregon, and wow, there's just so many. I just love the mountains and the witch. What was it called? Oh, see, there I go. I totally forgot. We were doing. It was just the
Well,
mountains in themselves. It was just, it was amazing to see things like this and to go through the forests and look for entities there too. You know, but there's a lot of places that I've been and a lot of things that I've seen and heard. A lot of heard. No, it's all amazing. Anything I do with them is amazing. So the places that I go,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother
I
me to get there either. So
no.
I know once I get there, it's going to be someplace I've never been. So,
That's always cool.
yeah.
That's always cool. You did Ghost Adventures house calls as well.
yes,
Has
that
has there ever been a place that you're standing in front of the house and you're like, nah, I'm not going in. I'm staying out.
um, a couple. Yes, a couple that were pretty bad. Um, can't get too much into detail about it, but they were bad. Um, doing go house calls was it's not like Ghost Adventures at all. It's a lot. There's a lot more happening in that situation and a lot more work. Um, when they gave me when I first started doing ghost house calls, I was just to set up and back off and let them do their thing. And then, Billy and Aaron said, "Hey, no, we need you in here." And I said, "Well, they said I'm not, no, I can't be in this." And they said, "No, you're going to be in it." So they put me in a few episodes of it, and it was house calls is definitely a different atmosphere. It because it involves family and very personal things, and it's very, very heartbreaking to see some of the things that happens to these people. But that's the reason why we're there is we're trying to help them. You know, so no, house calls was definitely its own little entity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious about those house calls. Some cases were hard. Um, Is there any team who checks up with the family if it's still okay after you've been there and after it's blessed
Well,
and
at the end of all the filming of each location after that's done, there's communication with those people. I don't know what's going on. Zach takes care of all that. I don't have any, aspect or anything or knowing anything that goes on after the fact. So I know there's communication and stuff like that to see how everything's going, but I don't
yeah,
know any.
yeah. I think many people are questioning those type of questions because you see the episode, you see sometimes the bishop coming in, they are cleansing and they do an exorcism. And some people question, is it still okay after a month or 2 or 3? Because none of the shows anything like that.
No, I
Is the
don't.
problem solved?
I know that they've priests and things like that have gone in there after the fact that the show's over, because once it starts getting to the point, the family, will allow you to film to a certain point. Okay. And then after that, it becomes a personal fight, because when we go in there, we try our damnedest to make it go away.
Yeah,
And if you're not going to work with them on helping it leave, then it just makes it worse, you know. And that's when priests are brought in, but that's done behind the cameras. That's not done in front of them at all.
Yeah, that's all for privacy reasons as well.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people that it's hard. It's very hard for people, you know, to have to deal with things like that.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something we know about as well. That's a good thing.
So,
Yeah. Um, and during Ghost Adventures itself, has there ever been a building that Zach said, "Let's go to this one," and you're like standing in front of it and like, "Yeah, you go. I'm staying outside."
it was. I know in the beginning, I'll tell you a little thing about Goldfield, because I've never been in there, never in all my years of paranormal investigating. Besides going with Ghost Adventures, me and Scott went there. We never got in. We never had access to the building. We would just stand outside, everybody, and take pictures. But when we did that episode, we did that. It was totally. We had a crew come in there 2 weeks prior to us getting there. Okay, and what they did is they blacked out every window and every crack in that building, so it was solid dark 24/7. And the things that run through your head and the things you hear when you're up there in the middle of the daytime, it scares the shit out of you, especially when you're on the third floor and you're trying to run camera wires and you hear something down at one end of the hallway and then you peering out of a hallway. That'll scare the shit out of you, because I've never seen anything like that before. When you're running down the stairs, I didn't go back up there. I had to have someone go with me. It was to that point. You know, but after that was like 6 months after working with them, 6 months into working with them, and after a long period of time of seeing more and hearing more, it's gotten to the point where I've, just buck up, Buttercup, go do your job, put them cameras in, but get the hell out as quick as you can, because, I don't read much on the, because when it comes across as an email to us, it's got the whole story of the house and what's been happening. I don't read those. I don't, because I like to go in there. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because if I read it and then I go inside, I'm gonna be like, oh great, this is the room where all this activity is, and I got to put a freaking camera here. It's just things like that. I don't need my head clouded at the time, me doing my job. So then I just get done and get out, and then there's that every once in a while where Zach will go, hey, um, we kind of need you on this one. I'm like, oh. It's like, okay, I'm okay. You got me. Okay, what do I got to do? Well, I need you to go over there. I was like, okay, or hang with Aaron or hang with Jay. I've investigated with every one of them personally, just one on one, and then or investigated with three of us at a time. But you know, every time you investigate with one of them, you get a different experience every time. Aaron, he attracts them like freaking like a bug light. you know, I don't know what it is. Jay, he's in his experiments, boy, he opens up a world of shit. Thank God he knows how to close that shit down, because otherwise we'd be in a world of hurt.
Oh yeah.
Billy, he's wow. The things you can get with him, it's like what we caught in certain, like in brothels and things like that upstairs, working with EVPs and things like that. The things I caught with Billy were just, I can only say unbelievable, because not unless you were there, it's very hard to wrap your mind around it. Zach, oh God, he lets that shit in left and right. He don't care. He wants the answers. So when you work with him, expect the answers, because when you're doing an EVP session and you're sitting at a table reviewing the EVPs, and you're talking and you hear footsteps as loud as you could possibly hear on an EVP, but you don't hear them in real time, that's fucking mind-boggling. That is something that, to this day, I keep thinking about, going, how is that possible? How is that possible? You can hear the boots on the floor walking. That's in the EVP. It's not in real time. We didn't hear any of that at all. And that will scare the shit out of you, because you can hear them getting closer in the EVP. And the EVP was right next to us. So, it's things like that. Zach, each one of them has a different, I could say ability, or magnetism with what's going on around them. And it's just, it's crazy. It's never the same thing twice.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, I saw a lot of episodes where I had to laugh my ass off with Aaron, because Aaron also, I like you said, he attracts them like
Yeah,
a
he does.
magnet.
He leaves himself open. Him and
Yeah,
Zach, very much so. They don't
yeah,
like conflicted or anything. They like to go in there with a positive attitude on what they're doing, and they leave themselves open for that communication, because that's what we're here for. So
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. And he comes across like a big kid. His candy, his souvenirs, um, messing things up, goofing around. So it attracts children, spirits.
yeah, it does. You know, a lot of things happen on that show, and a lot of scary shit, and a lot of exciting things too. Like, wow, I can't believe we actually caught that on film. You know, but yeah, a lot of things happen on. It's a whirlwind of emotions, from happy to almost crying your ass off, and wanting to
Yeah,
go
those
home.
things happen. Is it still overnighters?
No, no, we used to dusted on, but we're old. We're old. We don't do dust on. If we do dusted on, you'll be seeing us sleeping half the fucking time.
It's gonna be like, are you there?
Hey, like it's like half of that, 4 to maybe 6 hours total.
Yeah, it's long enough.
Oh my God. I take those guys as an example. And we went to a location for 2 days, and I slept 2 hours and went on investigating again. So we were really locked down for
Yeah.
and you're telling me you're going in for 6 hours.
No, it's not an 8-hour shift. It's our time starts. Let's see, because I usually get to location. I usually get there around noon, and I'll start setting up the cameras, get everything ready so they don't have to do it before they get there and have to worry about anything. And then when they get there about 6. And when it gets to being dark, it's done like around. It all depends on time change, you know. Like sometimes it'll be at 6:30, 6:45 to whenever, or it'll be when it's late, daylight savings and stuff like that. It doesn't get dark till like 8. Then we're there still 4 to 6, but 4 to 6 hours. It all depends, you know. It's a constant thing. We're running till batteries are dying, you know. You're always constantly
Yeah.
changing. So
Yeah. You can't set an end time to a paranormal investigation.
no, if you're catching evidence and it's constant and you're constantly getting it, you don't leave. It's when it all stops and you get nothing. That's when you wrap it up because they're just as tired as you are. You know,
Yeah.
their energy level's low, so is yours. Everybody fed off of each other, so now it's time to go night night.
Yeah, it's the usual with the paranormal investigators that are legit, because you have a lot of TikTok investigators nowadays, and they stay an hour, and as soon as everything starts happening, they leave, and then you're like, "Where are you going? Get
Well,
back
I don't
there!"
things. I know there's a lot of investigators out there. A lot of power to them and what they do. Especially the younger generation. You know, you look forward to them growing up and you know the young kids and being who they need to be. Everybody has the ability to do what they want. If you're going to be a paranormal investigator, be it. You know, for your off time from what you normally do. But
Sure.
you know, it's keep searching for it. It's out there. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I do mean the ones that are not taking it very seriously and think they can get famous when they make a video of an hour.
Anybody who does things like that is just putting it bad for the rest of us. The rest of the paranormal investigators.
Exactly.
They need to think about what they're doing and do it correctly. You know, it's,
Yeah.
I don't watch anything like that, so I'm not too in tuned with things like that. I kind of stay out of that area as much as possible. But I do my thing. I do my job. I come home. I relax. You know, there are times I go out when I'm here on investigations. People ask me to invite me out, but otherwise, no. I'm home. I'm home for a week at a time, so it takes 3 days to recoup after you get back. So
Oh yeah, at least.
I'm sleeping
And a
two of
lot of
those.
sweets.
There are times I'm up all night because I still got to break down the equipment. Still got to load it up. Still got to get back to the hotel. Sleep maybe 2 hours, and then I'm on my way home. You know, on my 8 or 10 hour drive, whatever it is. You know, but it's
Yeah.
become. I got locked into it. You know, time doesn't matter to me much anymore.
Yeah, people over here can't imagine it. Going on an investigation, 10-hour drive to the location, do the investigation 4 to 6 hours, and crash a bit and drive 10 hours back. Um,
It lasts all. We're at a location for a week. Because the first part of the investigation is the preliminaries. That's the first night. We're there a long time, a long time. And then usually Wednesdays are the days that I will do my B-roll, which is get the creepy shots of the building that you see on TV. Yeah, I do that too. That's mine. But then Thursday is lockdown. So that's the day where everything comes into effect. You know, all the cameras are set because you can't set them and just leave. You you have to do it that day, and then you got to rip everything down. Because I could have up to, let's see, I can have 4 stationaries, and I usually get 16 statics, which are movable. They're not connected with cables. And so there's total maybe 25 to 30 cameras total. That includes the guys in their hands, you know. So
Wow.
that they catch every angle. They want to catch it all. You know, they don't leave anything that, you know, they can't see, especially in the areas that they're told about. And then breaking all those down and doing, yeah, it takes a while. It takes me about 2 hours to break down. So,
Wow.
but a lot of hard work.
Oh yeah. You can say that again. I thought 5 cameras were much.
You should see how many memory cards I got, bro. There's a lot.
I got more memory cards than I got cameras. Not as much as you. I can bet. I know for sure.
And my whole living room is filled with all the gear right now. I bring it home. It's all, you know, it stays with me. So
Yeah.
Okay. If we toss our equipment together, can we match up a
no,
bit with Jeff?
no.
Not in a lifetime.
Okay, okay.
Mm-mm.
I could try. I could
I
try.
leave. I have to get a rental, and it's a cargo van with a high back roof, and it gets filled up so high that yeah. No, just put it this way. I used to have a kitchen table. It is now filled with nothing but gear. So, yeah, the whole, I mean, the whole dining area is my gear area. So,
Oh my God.
No, I think we would have too much space in the truck
oof.
Yeah.
to fill that. No,
Just trying to
I'm never gonna.
do a mobile investigation, and you have to make the vehicle mobile for them, so they can, I can drive them around, and we can set up anywhere. Oh, hell, that's another task in itself. So,
Uh, are you familiar with the Renault Twingo?
do what?
Do you know what a Renault Twingo looks like? It's a small car, but I
You
can.
make it one case of mine in there. That's it.
Well, we toss our gear in it and go in there as well.
Yeah, we still fit. Don't
Yeah,
ask how.
yeah.
Because
But
it's a small
because
car and I'm big.
I'm tiny, that's why.
You just like this in the front.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep. That's how I feel.
Oh my God.
I have a big car. I mean,
Yeah.
originally 4-wheel drive, but then they took out the 4-wheel drive.
Oh, lovely. So it's only 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It wants to be 4-wheel again, but yeah.
Well, I can try. I don't know how far I get, but I can try.
You will manage. You will manage. Is there anything in, if you look at your equipment, which you'd like to um, make more perfect, or thinking in another way, something different
I'm
to.
looking for something different. You know, if I it and I'm viewing it and it's working, then I'm working on making it better.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go beyond that. You know, like I'm working with a low level light camera right now system that allows me to see in different phases of infrared. You know, because there's a lot of different infrared styles, and I'm working with some that I've caught some things on actually at some places. You know, it's trying to, you know, work it in there and make it, you know, part of it's been a struggle with it, but you know, because there's a lot of camera systems out there that you got to basically rip apart and take the infrared filters out. And I have a couple of cameras that are very in-depth cameras that have some passive infrared filters in them, and when you take them out, it changes your whole perspective on everything. So, and then you can see in multiple infrared, you know. But that's things like that that I'm working on. You know, I just decided to start building a dead bell. Made one. And I was like, oh, okay. At least I know I can make that now. So then you move on. You know, you've made it, so you move on. You know, and now I'm going to start building things and selling them. So
Cool. I
I
have to save
might,
up money again.
yeah, I might want to have a dead bell.
they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, they are.
I promised myself I wouldn't purchase anything because I have every SB7 there is by Gary Gelga, and even the noise cancelling, the ANC, and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, I
but
met him. He is a, it's a nice guy. He's a very nice guy.
yes, he really is, absolutely. Uh, well, we promised we do about an hour 50 minutes. I see some people in the chat. Is anything you want to ask, or Jeff?
He's now looking for you. Guys, come on.
Uh,
uh, well, let me. I made up a funny as hell question, and I'm going to ask it anyway. I said to Shane, "Let's ask him what he wants to become if he grows up." But what do
wow.
you?
What I want to be when I grow up,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've already grown up. I don't think about that shit no more. It's like, yeah, they ask me, well, who do you want to be when you die? I don't know.
Yeah. But we had a serious question attached to it. Shane, it's up to you. It's the honor.
Where do you see your career path going in the
Career.
future?
I'm just me, Shane. I don't think myself as career wise being any more than who I am. You know, I work for a living when I'm off with them. I work for them and I have a fun time. My career, just doing what I love to do, you know, which is build things and investigate and, you know, work and then come home. You know, I don't see my career as limelight, you know, like anything like that. I'm that guy that wants to help people, you know, find the answers or build something that will help them move forward with the answers. My career is who I am now, and that's who I'll always be. It's just me.
That's the most beautiful answer ever. I swear. Best answer.
I don't want to be anybody else because you can't be anybody else. That's phony.
Nope.
No.
I'm me. That's who I am, and I'll always be me. So I don't ever
Yeah, just
change. Same friends. I still have everybody I communicate with. You know, you don't
No.
change. Everybody changes. If they change, then that's on them. If they want to move to a different direction in their life, or they want to have their best friends, and they, you know, or move on to something that, you know, they leave their best friends behind. That's not me. So
Yeah.
don't ever
Um,
change.
I came up with a question. Everyone knows what happened to Scott Greenwald. Um, but do you still go with other people to investigations? And if you were not on the road with Ghost Adventures crew, do you have a bucket list? Which locations you want to?
A bucket list. A
Yeah.
bucket. You know what? I've never had a bucket list in my whole life, but all almost 6 years I've been with Ghost Adventures, I think that completed the bucket list. And I've never had a bucket list. Never. Never. I didn't. Those guys have shown me places I have never seen before. But Scott, he's taken me places I've never seen before either. He took me to Salem, Massachusetts. He's taken me quite a few places. He's let me experience. He brought me out of my shell. Scott did. He was the guy who showed me things that I've never seen before. So, and then it continued on with Zach and the guys. They've taken me places I've never seen before. And I don't have a bucket list. I think my bucket list is almost complete. It's
Wow.
like we were doing Scotty's Castle and in Mojave, and we thought we saw a UFO. So, in the process of seeing spirits and things moving and things like that, I walked up to Zach and I said, "You know what? Out of everything, I think I've seen everything. I've seen, things moving. I've seen a spirit. I've seen a UFO. Now all I need to do is see Sasquatch walking by me on set holding a kitchen sink, and my life will be complete." But that's just the way it is. Who knows what you're going to catch on your next investigation? It could be something totally not what you're expecting.
Yeah.
With the places that we go, most definitely don't expect the things you're going to get.
Amazing.
It
So you
is.
had
All I
you
need
didn't
is
have a
Sasquatch and I'm good.
yeah. It was a bucket list you didn't even know you had.
I know, right? There's a bucket
It's all
list.
done.
I'll write it down. I'll note it after the interview.
Good idea.
Knowing my luck, I'll be going mountains, and there he is. Don't have my camera with me, but I saw him.
It's still
It'll be blurry.
it completes the bucket list.
With me. It'll be a 720p, and I'll get the most blurriest footage ever caught.
Yeah.
Probably moving like this
Yeah.
out of excitement.
Uh, oh my God. Okay. Yep.
We have a question. Do you want to read it yourself, or
Oh God, go ahead. I can't read that small.
oh, you have glasses on?
Jesus.
Every investigator starts with a filter of healthy skepticism. What was the exact moment or piece of evidence in your career that permanently broke your rational explanation and made it impossible to doubt anymore?
Oh, I had an attachment. That's one thing.
Oh,
Um, I think what made me, I knew that they existed, but I had never really seen anything. Okay. Until I was with the guys. Um, when you see that dark mass come around the corner or look at you or peek at you or you hear or something's thrown at you, um, it changes everything. It does. It's there, but you want absolute proof and you get it. I think that's what changed me. There was no, there wasn't really any doubt that I didn't know that there was something out there. It was that when I was 12 years old, I saw the thing in the closet. That defined me as a young person to not ever see anything. I still to this day keep my closet doors closed. I don't have them open. It's just it's a phobia of mine now. But when you see it when you're an adult, any doubt that you have in situations like that, it it fades away. It fades, and then being the older person that you are now from when you were a kid, it makes you dig in there deeper. It makes you find, look for more answers. There's definitely no more doubt, you know.
Yeah, clear. Clear as day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, didn't aren't you any curious about hauntings? Let's say in Europe or Great Britain, Ireland.
You're welcome. I could read that. I read that.
That wasn't hard.
You're welcome. The other words, that's like microscopic. I'm gonna have to get a magnifying glass to read the rest of that.
Mary's choking.
Yeah, because I was laughing so hard. And I thought I didn't see well without my glasses.
Oh, I used to be able to see just fine.
Yeah,
Work with you know, circuit boards and things like that for a long period of time. It's like close up, it's done. My eyesight
Yep.
close sucks. So, but
yeah,
I can tick on a dog's ass from 1,000 yards. But up close now.
I know that problem.
yeah, absolutely. But the question, aren't you curious about the hauntings in Europe or Great Britain or let's say Transylvania?
Those are, they're haunted. You just know it. Anytime you ever talk about those places, anything, any castle, anything that has to do with Great Britain, Scotland, anywhere in that, Transylvania where the guys have been, you know, um, it's haunted as fuck over there. That's all I have to say. I wouldn't mind going there myself and seeing it, but I don't think that's going to happen too soon.
Hmm.
A lot of
Yeah,
things
you never know.
this
Yeah,
neck of
absolutely.
activity in the last few years have picked up exponentially. I don't know why it has the alignments. I don't know. I don't delve too much into the planet alignments or anything like that, but the energy is just, it's been off the hook. So
Yeah, you never know what happens in the future.
nope.
So fingers crossed for you. Maybe it will happen.
Maybe we'll head
You
over
never
there
know.
some next few years. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
you have to look us up.
As soon as I get off the plane, where is everybody?
If you see a minion, that's me.
That little yellow hat.
Or a unicorn, because I
Oh,
have a unicorn outfit. Whatever you like.
Yeah, we still have to do an investigation with you and the unicorn once.
Yeah, we still have to do it.
Spirits away doing stuff like that. You got to be careful.
It's either that or she's becoming a
Fucking
magnet.
God.
Go
None of
away.
the solid people are freaky. Let's get out of here.
Do you know what would be cool if I walk in a haunted location in my unicorn outfit and you catch an EVP saying, "What the fuck is that?"
That would
Well,
that would be funny shit right there.
absolutely.
If we capture that, we will send it over to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's gonna be,
absolutely.
there's gonna be a meme involved in all that. So
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Oh my God.
We are at the end of our show,
Yeah,
and we want to thank you, Jeff, for coming on our show because that was amazing.
Not a problem,
And
guys.
we know you don't do it that often.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And as
always.
soon as you have built something new and something inspiring for the paranormal community, you have to come back.
Oh, I will. I will.
Definitely. All right, everybody in chat and who interacted with us, thank you so much for interacting with us. Um, we will be back next week. I'm looking very carefully because I didn't read the agenda before coming on.
I will blab it out. we
You
have
do that.
different we
It's
have
a
different time next week because we have 6 p.m. UK time for the Dutch listeners and watchers. 7 p.m. because we have Katie Stafford
Oh yeah.
and his wife Katie.
Yep. So that's gonna be exciting. Thank you so much again, Jeff, for coming on. As always, we will end in the back and we will start. We will end with a little bit of music and then we will be off. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. Have a good weekend and see you guys later.
Voices from the cracks in the floor. Shadows bending where light won't go. Chasing truth in a haunted show. Are they real or something more? Psychic dreams or a skeptic's grin. Ghosts of questions circling within. Answers vanish before they land. Investigators with their tools in hand, talking to the dark like it understands. Spirits rising from the sand.